Welcome to our time together on the Parsha. This week's Sedra is Parshas Kedoshim. The word alone conjures up, unfortunately, many negative things, like when we speak about the Kedoshim of the past generation, those who lost their lives, al Kiddush Hashem. But in our Sedra, the word Kedoshim doesn't have a negative ring at all. On the contrary, it says Kedoshim Tihiyu. You should be holy. That the possibility exists for the human being to reach a level of Kedusha. It means that we have the opportunity to strive for the exact same position that we say in the Kedusha when we're in shul. Kadosh, 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 Hashem Tzvakos, Meloch al ha'aretz kevodo. Holy, holy, holy is Hashem, the Lord of hosts. The whole world is filled with His honor. So Hashem is Kadosh, and we can also be Kadosh. And when it says that we can be Kadosh, it means that we have the ability to synthesize our bodies and our souls, the guf and the neshama, to be able to make the name of God holy, the name of Hashem holy, through our lives and through the way we live. We know that in this week's Sedra, Rabbi Akiva's famous statement has its source. In the Sedra it says, V'yahavta l're'echa kamocha, and you should love your neighbor as yourself. Omar Rabbi Akiva said, Zek klal gadol b'Torah. This is a big rule in the Torah. We've had occasion in the past to speak about that aspect of this is a big rule in the Torah. But it's v'yahavta l're'echa kamocha is in Parshas Kedoshim. Loving your neighbor as yourself is in Parshas of being holy. They asked the question, how could you love all Jews the same? I mean, after all, some are tzaddikim, and some are average people, and some, unfortunately, don't observe many of the commandments, whether it's they don't observe the commandments bein adam lamakom, or they don't observe the commandments bein adam lachavero. Nevertheless, as long as they're not an out-and-out Russia who's doing it lahachis, just to be angering Hashem, they do it because they don't know or they weren't taught properly. You have to love him as yourself. Why is that? So the Mefarshim point out that, a human being is one whole being, and there are many parts to his body. So let's say a hand is hurting the person. So the hand is causing pain to the individual. So what should he do? Cut it off so that it doesn't hurt him anymore? That'll hurt even more. If you bang your foot, you don't get angry at the foot and hit it because it made a mistake. On the contrary, you try to nurture it and bring it back to full health. So it is with every Jew. We have to love every Jew. As long as they're not doing things spitefully and with the intent of hurting the Jewish people, just like you love yourself and you love your hand and you wouldn't hit it if it banged itself, or your foot, so too you shouldn't be upset with another Jew unless the other Jew is doing something for spite. We had an interesting speaker last week in the shul who mentioned that the land of Israel would seem to be the one thing that would bring all of Klal Yisrael together. And yet it has served as a source of divisiveness because of political considerations or theological considerations. But whatever it is, every Jew loves every Jew. We may not agree with everything that every Jew thinks or does, but we have to draw all together. Especially since the land of Israel, where almost the majority of the Jews of the world at this point live, and the population is so filled with righteous people, even the non-observant. I've had the experience many times of walking on a bus and youngsters who are clearly not in the fold of observance immediately. Of course, it's a little embarrassing to me. I don't think of myself as being old, but they jump up to give me a seat. And they're so polite and kind. There's so much going on. Every bus driver says Shabbat Shalom. Everybody wishes each other a Shabbos of peace, even those who don't fully observe it. But it's a country, and it's a place filled with Jews of all types. And the V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha makes us holy. And the holy people who fight and live in the land of Israel and have flourished since the founding of what we call the State of Israel 68 years ago, and once again gave Jews sovereignty to be able to build the greatest Torah institutions in the world. We have to show a tremendous sense of love and concern for each and every one of them, both those who are on the front lines in battle and those who are in the front lines of building the Yishuv of Eretz Yisrael. And of course, to love every Jew, no matter what their opinion is on this very, unfortunately, divisive topic. What it should be is, Kedoshim Tihiyu. You should all be holy, and V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Have a wonderful Shabbos.